Blue lights flash, they're out of sync. Promises fade, gone in a blink. Wrong place, wrong time. What's the plan? Spinning words, but they don't land. Oh, jellyfish sway. Ooh, yeah. Floating promises drift away. South Africans cry.
Hey, well, folks, welcome back. It's Monday afternoon here on the East Coast of the United States. Jellyfish sway in honor of a South African politician. I think you guys know about that one. Someone said this is an unusual time. Not really. On the weekends, we do a lot of these this broadcast at 2 p.m. But the reason it started earlier is that I was in the mood to make a video about the Oranje Vrystaat Boer Republic there that I was going to make. And I've got all my stuff put together, my images for the video. I've gone through my notes and I've done my analysis. I'm prepared to do it, but I'm not in the mood to do it now. The last stream left a bitter taste in my mouth, a very bitter taste. So first off, to Rose, an apology. You were timed out by a moderator who was overzealous and gave you 24-hour timeout. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think it was necessary to delete your messages. So I'll offer my apologies to you for that. But I am asking for an explanation of what you meant in your statement that I refuse to take messages from the Vitboy family. That's simply not factually true. I've once again, in the interregnum between that broadcast and this broadcast, gone through my email messages, and there's no such thing that ever came my way. Nothing. I've looked through it. So I didn't refuse anything. And both of the Vitboys who communicate with me did so in a cordial fashion and were polite and friendly. And one of those Vitboys came back to the channel recently and has had many things going on in their life. So the story didn't make any sense. I don't appreciate people saying things that aren't true, particularly when it comes to issues of race. I don't tolerate that. So maybe you were misinformed, maybe you misspoke, maybe the limited number of characters is the reason I didn't understand what you're saying. I'll allow for that. And I've offered an apology for my moderator taking you out. All right? So there you go. Sally says, me please. Me please what, Sally? My day is finally an early night. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for that, West House. Okay, coffee. Actually, it's time. I'm just a couple days away from having a Frappuccino again. Yep. Merlo says, what a surprise. Well, yeah, I had a sour taste in my mouth. I don't like to end the evening on that and just walk away sulking. Not that I was sulking. Rooster says, Wie hetni die Knopf gedrückt? I don't know. I don't know. Who hasn't pushed the like button? I'm sure somebody's pushed it. What do we got? How many likes we got? We got 60 likes out of 155 people, so about 60%. Yeah, about 60%. Did I do my math right? 61. No, not. About 40%. Sorry, I did it the wrong way there. Yeah, about 40%. 35, 40%. AJ Quinn, welcome to you. Mad Max, just wanted to go ready for the patrol. Now I'm going to sit here. I won't keep it too long. Emerencia Quinn, welcome to you. West House. Rooster, Mad Max. Who else we got there? You guys are chatting up a storm. Before we got started, Lucy Zila. Anton Mulder's back. Just another girl. Mr. Echo. Liking this early night owls. Well, we used to do night owls at 3 p.m. every afternoon. And when we were 6 hours different, that was 9 p.m. South Africa. And the basis for that was that I was trying not to interfere with Ronaldo's broadcast. Remember, Ronaldo used to broadcast at 8 p.m. every night. So I did my night owls afterwards, which was inconvenient for me because I do my news from 12 to 1. And then I would have to wait till 1:30 and then wait till 3 to do that. So anyway. Well, yeah, the U.S. and India reached a deal. The tariffs against India for oil from Russia, they're not going to buy oil. U.S. is going to invest money in India, and that's resolved. So India's resolved. So South Africa claims that they're negotiating with the Trump administration, although the last thing they said is that they're waiting for a response. Meanwhile, Trump has just concluded another deal and taken tariffs off of India, one of the world's largest economies, while South Africa sits there and misleads and gaslights its public. Babyface cutie, I like that. That's lovely. Sloth Puppy, welcome to you. Ron, just finished watching the news. Nice surprise. Well, cool. Petra's Fun to Live, welcome to you. And Snow Happy says, another stream. Yes, Snow Happy, I'm stream addicted. Hello, I'm Chris. I'm a stream addicted viewer. The first step is admitting you have a problem. I have a problem. I'm addicted to streaming. There's nothing. Gamers stream for like 12 hours straight all the time, so my streams are nothing. Woo! Excuse me. All right, work people, welcome to you. Angelique, Pat Meister, and Tony Nodia. If you go on like this, I'll get no sleep. I'm sorry. Listening to you while I'm working, says Joe. I get why you felt that way. Anime. Yes, no, I appreciate that. Day is fine and early night. Can't end a day like that. Exactly. Can't end a day like that. We got to end on a positive note. Just like we do on Night Owls. Okay? Got to end on a positive note. So, Elemental General says, always happy to see you. Thank you. Brett Sessoms. Oh my goodness. Brett Sessoms, where have you been? 50 months, Brett. It's like you've been gone for 50 months, it feels like. You must be working really hard. I hope it's going well and you're putting a bunch of money in the bank for your big retirement one day. Brett, thoughts on Trump winning Greenland? It's legitimate. I've said it all along. It's also the vestiges of the colonial empire, the Danish colonial empire. It's pretty much all that's left of their colonial empire other than the Faroe Islands. I don't think they have anything left in the Caribbean. Denmark was a colonial power. They were involved in the slave trade. Most people don't know that. People ignore that. Yep, Denmark was and remains a colonial power. They have colonial possessions in Greenland and in the Faroe Islands. They've also treated the Greenlanders horrifically. The Inuit had their children stripped from them and were taken. Thank you very much, Lutandio Funicelli, for subscribing. Yep. There's a legitimate reason for it. And Denmark is also not defending Greenland. They're going to lie and claim they have, but they haven't. It's largely undefended. Some people argue that it's unnecessary, but that's not true. The opening of the Arctic sea lanes in the summertime that's ice-free for portions of it have made the Arctic a playground for Chinese communists and Russian oligarchs, and it's dangerous. The Canadians aren't doing their job, and neither are the Americans, quite frankly. Trump wants Greenland, but let's just be honest. Let's call a spade, like I always do. Let's just be honest about this. The United States has not fulfilled its Arctic obligations either. We have, I think, two now. We had one icebreaker, and it was built 60 years ago. Now we, I think, have two in operation. Finally, Trump has put money to buy multiple icebreakers so that we have ships that can patrol the Arctic. We didn't have that. You can't patrol the Arctic with one ship over here, and then 3,000 miles on the other side of the Arctic, you have no presence. Yep. So the United States also needs to step up. But the defense of Greenland doesn't require Arctic icebreakers, but defending the Arctic does require it. They need to be based at Prudhoe Bay. Charles Hendricks. What happened to his wife? What did I miss? The snow is falling. Okay. Your wife got mugged. I'm so sorry to hear that, Charles. Is she okay? More snow has come off my roof. Let's see if I got any solar panel power today, because the snow has fallen off in a couple tranches here. It's been on there for over a week, and I had almost no solar power generated. It sucks. Thank God I don't rely on the solar for electricity. I've got the mains. Come on, a little bit faster here. This is very slow. I've only got 3.67. That means still a lot of snow on my roof. Wow, that's terrible. Jeez. 2.23 today. Wow, that's nothing. Oh, get solar. It's wonderful. Yeah, wonderful my butt. Not where there's snow. Not where there's dust. Anyway. I'm going to try to be more serious. I think there is an honest misunderstanding. Rose had more emphasis on the person causing Art to leave. That's fine, Monster, but Rose did two things that incensed me. And I'm allowing for her to misunderstand. But she's blocked. I don't know if I can untime her because it's gone. Yeah, I don't think that's something I can do. Let me just go and see. She's not blocked on the channel, so she was given a timeout. I can't reverse a timeout, unfortunately. Rose, if you're here, again, I've offered apologies. But you need to explain what you're talking about. That's not cool. I never, either you've been misinformed or you're misinforming people. So we'll leave it at that, okay? Stephen or Key have been missing you. Well, Stephen, I've been here. Where have you been? All right, Brett. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I hope you're well. I hope things are going well for you. Saf loading. Yeah, there'll be night owls later tonight, too. Emil Bernard Oosthuizen. Good evening to you. Oh, yeah, you're burning out at work. I could see that. Yaku Liebenberg, thank you for your subscription. Brett, I could see that. I can understand, you can overdo it at work. I get a little too much, too. In fact, I worked too much. I was working so much that I was late for my interview with Biz News on Sunday, an hour and a half late. That's, I'm doing too many things, trying to help too many people. In fact, that's what I was doing. This one was supposed to start at 1:45. All right, hang on a second. Sorry, folks. There's someone who's desperately in need of help, and it's real. So this is real time unfolding right now. Someone that's on their own that's really in a bad situation. I'm trying to help them. So my apologies for that. That's something I was dealing with just before I went live. Okay. All right, cool. Let's send a message. Ebola games. I prefer Marburg. No, just kidding. Screw the editing with business. They did, Charles. And then I made a video to explain it, and some turd came on and said, well, you can't even admit you screwed up. I didn't screw up. You didn't listen. And then these people like, you're talking over. I'm not talking over her. Not only am I not talking over her, but they're like, well, why don't you let her talk? Dude, have you been interviewed by Kristen? Kristen, what you see on the camera, she does that in a halting voice, and she stops, and then you have to answer. But I mean, the answer isn't like, well, Chris, Gulam was killed, or Gulam was found dead in a hotel in Santon. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, Chris, he died. Wow, that would be a really, really productive conversation, wouldn't it? It's not a conversation. It's an interview with an analyst, and I'm expected to give detailed, insightful, cogent feedback. There's just some really nasty people in South Africa. Some of them are black, some of them are white, some of them pretend to be black, some of them pretend to be white, creating all these accounts and then just attacking people. It's a shame. It's a lot of envy is what it is. I mean, it all started with the eucalyptus tea drinkers from down under and that crazy crowd of lunatics. And it went quiet for a little bit, and then it came back. But it actually didn't start with them. It started with the flying monkey crowd, and then it moved on to that crowd. I mean, people just envious. I don't envy to the point of doing something mean to Ronaldo having 215,000 subscribers. I congratulate him. I don't envy or think anything about. By the way, I don't know how many Morning Shot has now. Last I looked, it was about 150,000. Who's not bad at her job? Answers here. Hey, and there's Xavier Grayling. He's back. I haven't seen Xavier recently. Or did I see him last night? Can't remember. That guy's an idiot. Clearly, they messed up the editing. It's so obvious. Saw your vlog explaining it. So went and watched the episode. Yep. All right. Congratulations, Mandy Langefeld. That's good news for you. Thanks for the reply. I've done some research, and I will be fine as long as my story is consistent and I have proof. So thanks for taking the time. Yeah. I hope that helps you. Again, not coaching. You just asked me for a question. I answered as best I could. No, the big fuss from people is they're just nasty. They're just nasty people. They have no respect or dignity whatsoever. That's just their behavior. Good news. What will be listed? Other than that, it remains a pipe dream. Vesper Lynn, welcome back to you. I try to be kind to other content creators, even ones who malign me. But there comes a time when you have to call them out. I tolerated the stuff from down under for well over a year. I mean, I was besmirched. I was lied about. The audacity of that person to say, well, I interviewed him and he refused to answer my questions, while the interview was still up on his channel. I mean, it's a lie. All you had to do is go back and watch the interview from 2020 and see that every question he asked, I answered. I would as and then he tries to create the conspiracy. Yeah, he's a CIA operative. We have the proof. Yeah, you can see because how he's deceptive and how he refused to answer the questions directly. All while the video was still up on his channel, you could go watch the interview and you could see that I wasn't deceptive. Mad Max's super chat. Did he have a super chat? Oh, hang on. Let me see. Thank you. Oh, what does this mean? I'll tell you what it means. Hang on. Let's just see.
Short of workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So Chuck Schumer just announced he will force an extended government shutdown if the SAVE Act, which requires proof of citizenship to vote, comes to the Senate. Dems know they will never win an election again if they only citizens vote. Nuke the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act. Yeah, I think maybe it is time to get rid of the filibuster. I'm actually coming around to that view. So what does that mean? That means that Chuck Schumer believes that we are required to bring people, and his argument is that the population is not increasing. Well, we don't need to increase our population to become a wealthier nation, to become a healthier nation. We don't need a larger population for that. No, productivity is the key. Scientific advance is the key. You can have a smaller population, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. No, these scumbags like Chucky, the Crypt Keeper Schumer, are just lunatics. So his argument is, well, we need more people. We need immigrants because our natural increase isn't high enough. We don't need any natural increase. In fact, we could take a little bit of a decrease back to about 280 million people. We'd be a very happy society. Now, that needs to happen over a long period of time. A short-term thing, it needs to happen over generations with a certain percentage being less in each generation. But we don't need to open the floodgates up. Also, sorry, my nose is itching. Somebody must be talking about me. That's the wives' tale. Also, this nonsense that we need to give criminal alien invaders the right to live here and citizenship. No. They're already criminals by invading this country. Why in the world do they deserve a right to vote? This guy's just a lunatic. He's a loser. All right. Yeah, the filibuster must go. Yep. There's Matthew Dixon. He was missing the last stream. Less people in America would have a lot to do with lowering the prices. Exactly. What system do you think would work better in South Africa's democratic system has clearly failed us? Elemental. I do believe that for South Africa, I think for 35 Rand, for South Africa, what needs to happen is a federal system. You need a federal system. The filibuster. Sally, the filibuster is a rule introduced by the Senate that applies to the Senate that means you cannot advance a bill unless 60 senators vote for it. So you have to have 60 out of 100 vote for a bill in order for it to be passed. If you get less than that, it doesn't pass. So for instance, when Trump was impeached, they had like 52 or 54 votes. So the vote failed, even though more people voted to impeach Trump than to convict him than not. They didn't have enough votes to convict him. They had to have 60 votes to convict him. So the filibuster is something that allows for people to I'm sorry, that's a cloture. That's a cloture, but that's tied to filibuster. Yeah, I say filibuster. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of the cloture. Yep. Anyway, it keeps party from passing crazy legislation. So anyway, there's a democracy. Majority rule is not democracy. That is not democracy. Majority rule is mob rule. So with majority rule, 50 plus 1 decides what 49 must suffer. That's not democracy. That's mob rule. That's why our federal system is unique. Neff, you nearly missed it. Well, that's because it wasn't announced. I made a cartoon for the Colonel as CIA and MI6 SA spy. Thank you for that. Oh, by the way, yeah, Kathy sent I never got to the song. She made a song for the moderators. Sent it to Hendo. All right. So he wants it to make me smile, so let's see. I got to download it. My WhatsApp is taking forever to download things. Something going on with WhatsApp lately. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's a song from Kathy. Let's see what it is.
When the stream gets busy, the team holds the line. Mad Max, Arctic, Erica, Charles, steady and kind. But beyond these names, the list runs deep. A family of guardians waiting for the colonel to bring the news. Every quiet signal, every gentle guide keeps the stream safe, keeps the joy alive. Hando, old faithful, keeps time. Your caps lock voice, a steady rhyme. Like Yellowstone is wonder, rams are strong and true. You keep us together, we depend on you. Courage, Erica with grace, Charles with wisdom, each takes their place. But when the clock strikes, we all know the sign. Old faithful Hendo, keeper of time. Hendo, old faithful, keeps time. Your caps lock voice, a steady rhyme. Like Yellowstone is wonder, rhymes are strong and true. You keep us together, we depend on you. So here's our anthem, let the message resound. For Hendo and the crew who keep trolls down. Named or unnamed, your legacy's made in the text of our chat, your honor displayed. Hendo, old faithful, keeps time. horse-like voice, a steady ride, like Yellowstone is wonder, ranch so strong and true. You keep us together, we depend on you.
Matthew, wake up. Matthew. Matthew Dixon. Matthew, wake up! Matthew, wake up! Did say it was music to fall asleep to. Well, thank you for that, Kathy. You got me kind of teary-eyed there. Blixen. Wow. That was pretty awesome. Wow. You got forgot about. And I think the Erica, there's an Erica here that thinks it's her. It's Erica Unwin, I think is being referred to in the song. But it's okay. It's Erica. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, as far as the filibuster, I've long had no problem with it being there because it kept a lot of bad legislation from taking place under Obama in particular. But it's become increasingly frustrating. So, I mean, maybe I'm just saying out of frustration. Anyway. Greenland, Canada, in order to block the British, is trying to finalize our Declaration of Independence. We don't need Canada. Keep it. The only thing in Canada that's worth taking is Alberta and Nova Scotia. maybe New Brunswick and PE Island. All those unseen heroes behind the scenes. Huh? Hitting the Road got tickets. Wow. Congratulations. Yeah, no, Reno. I think that she did great. Hey, Barbie. I am a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair. Touch me everywhere. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Touch me here. Touch me there. I'm your dolly. Rock and roll. Aqua. I still love that song. Oh, my goodness. Frankie Beats. Frankie Beats. Frankie Beats. MK Interior says, yo, Chris, you have 7 emotions evening today. Yeah. Canadian bacon, yeah. Barbie girl. What a great song. Mr. Chromo, if you have a refugee question, you may present it. Thank you for asking. Here come the memories. Yeah, the memories are flooding back. I know this much is true with a thrill in my hand. Gold! Always believe in yourself. You've got the power. You're indispensable. Always believe in gold. Dun, dun. Anyway. Spandau Ballet. Can't be Batman. I stole my parents. I'm Batman. Just another girl says how that would be the 51st state. Imagine the pain we'd go through dealing with trying to clean it up. And been approved on medicals. How long do you think it takes from here? There is no how long, Mr. Crow. There's no how long. Everything is moving at an accelerated pace. No timelines that have ever existed were ever legitimate. And even if they were legitimate, they're no longer legitimate because the number of people coming through very fast. Gray Man has given a super chat. Went for medical. I now have to do the sputum TB test. If after 8 weeks comes back as positive, I have to get cured first before I can carry on the process. Correct. Correct. If it's positive, you'll have to go through the medical treatment, which takes 2 to 3 weeks. And then I think 2 to 3 weeks. I think you take 2 weeks treatment. Depends. If it's extreme drug resistant or multi-drug resistant, neither of which I think are prevalent in South Africa. They're prevalent in Russia. I don't think they're prevalent in South Africa. I could be wrong on that. I'm not an expert on TB. I know a bit about it, but I'm not an expert on it. It's pretty nasty. If it comes back negative, then you're going to be fine. But if it comes positive, you're going to have to get treatment, which I think is 2 weeks. And then it takes like up to 3 weeks to be cleared after that. So you'd have another month and a half. Just plan on a month and a half after if it's positive, okay? Well, of course they'll look at your case. What do you mean why won't they look at your case? They'll look at your case in the meantime. They have an investigation already started. The fact they've interviewed means they're doing a background check. Seeing it, you're crushed. Okay, well, first off, you're panicking for no reason, Gray Man. We've just had people who went through this whole past process. We've had a few people who've come on and said that they went through this process and that they were cleared after if there was in remission. So take a deep breath. First off, you may not even have TB. You just have a spot on your lungs. I mean, if you live in the Vol Triangle, you're probably poisoned. People live in the Vol Triangle who have sucked up so many carcinogens in their lungs, it's a miracle they're still alive. I mean, that's one of the most heavily polluted parts of the planet, the Vol Triangle. It's nasty. Vanderbilt Park, oof, nasty. Yeah, Jean-Bobby John is trying to cheer you up there. Alberta and Saskatchewan joining that'd be interesting. We'd slice Canada almost in half. Virtually in half, but not completely. Jacques Rubler, welcome back to you. For MTV, there was Pop Shop. Before Pop Shop, there was Springbok Radio. I didn't know Springbok Radio. I know Top of the Pops from the UK. Sigourney, did I receive your email? I know you mentioned last stream. I didn't look. I don't know. SIG. I just typed in SIG for search. Nothing shows up in my email that way. Looking. Let me go back to last night. Oh, there it is. There it is. Why does that not show up? I found it. Whoa. Whoa. What the hell happened? Your message just disappeared and it's replaced by text message. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, you're right to find it strange, but don't freak out. Don't freak out. The other person at the other end of that got the same thing. They've just mixed things up. It happens. Strange? Look, lots of things about this program are strange. Don't freak out. You've got a case number, and they're going to call. If they call that person and it's not the right person, they're looking and go, oh, if they call you and realize you're not the right person, they'll call that person. So you'll be all right. Expect to hear from speaker at 4 p.m., then we'll find out if we have a partial or full shutdown. Well, there won't be a full shutdown no matter what, Alan. Much of the government's already funded. And you let the military go without a paycheck and you see what happens. Yeah, the Democrats will be crushed. November flight tickets are raining. October, September still in limbo. Not entirely true, Golda. That's not entirely accurate. 2 families this week told me that one was sent an email in February, another sent it in March, and both of them just arrived in the States this week. Nearly a year. So, yeah. Yeah, I did. I told you. Silver dropped, 30% one day? And the dollar has gained strength again. I know people are just overreacting. Don't have TB. TB has got its pride. Will never affect me. Okay. I want to ask if you received my email. I don't know, Jacques. You are asking. That's a fair question. I have received something from somebody. I've received something from somebody in December who has one name, then gives me a nickname. I don't know if it's you by that surname. So guys, I'm tired of playing this Sigourney, you put it in there. Thank you. I'm tired of playing this hunt and peck game. If you can't tell me who the hell you are, I mean, and you use 35 aliases, I mean, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. It's not fair to me. I mean, did you receive my email? Did you receive my WhatsApp? Well, I don't know what, +27 what? You need to tell me who you are in the chat. Not in the chat. Don't dox yourself in the chat. But you need to send me an email saying, this is me. I can't, it's too much. Thousands of messages, thousands of emails, and people expect me, like you're the only person. This is not directed at you, Jacques, okay? Don't get offended. But people act like they're the only person on the planet. Like the only thing I'm doing today is dealing with you. I'm dealing with a human trafficking survivor right now. All right? That kind of takes precedence over all this other stuff. I'm sorry. Some people get more attention, okay? Don't need somebody getting in a state where they're in danger because of that happening, okay? So I need for people to tell me who the hell they are if they want me to try to help them, okay? I have an email from someone with a surname that matches yours, but the given name isn't the same. And I'll accept that you probably are not using your given name here. I understand that. But you need to tell me in an email who you are. Sigourney, for some reason, you did tell me in the subject line, but when I searched, it didn't come up. I don't know why. Gmail can be a pain about sometimes. But guys, I can't, I'm not senior from Rendsburg. I know that my analytical predictions are pretty darn good and accurate almost all the time, but I'm not perfect at reading minds. So you did the medicals 2 weeks ago, but you got an approval letter on the 8th of December. See how this doesn't make any sense? I'm not questioning what you're saying, Mr. Cromo, but you did an interview on November 28th, but you got an approval letter on the 8th of December, but you hadn't even done medicals. So do you see why the portal is not valuable? See how that was all out of sequence? He was already approved, but he's not really approved because his medicals haven't been finished. If he had communicable disease, he's not going anywhere until it's treated. So that's why people get all wrapped around the axle about, well, what about this? Did the horse come before the cart? Who came first, the chicken or the egg? You know, stop trying to sort out the origins of the universe when it comes to this program. Deal with your own individual case and its own merit. I received a message earlier from somebody who is very concerned. They wrote to me, and I spent time answering this email earlier before I went live this morning. They were concerned because their case is now held up because they were in the police and they were asked long questions. They're called back a second time, called in the third time about, you know, did you commit human rights abuses? And they're like, well, I'm not going to be approved. And I said, no, that's not true. You were interviewed in November, then you were interviewed again, and you have to not count the government shutdown. You have to not count Christmas exodus. So you've basically only been waiting about 6 weeks, and you have a very complicated case. That's why you were called and be interviewed a couple of times. The fact that you were in the police doesn't mean you can't come. It just means that your background has to be checked very thoroughly. Also, the person's like, yeah, but all the people who came with me are already over here. So what? That's not you. That's not your case. Folks, when I did my first polygraph, it barely lasted half an hour. It's like 20 minutes. Did you do this? Were you there? What about this? Do you owe this? Yeah. I was young. I had no life, no experiences. Nothing was going on. There's nothing to investigate. However, my last polygraph in my mid-40s, oh, dear God, 3 hours. 3 freaking hours. Can you imagine sitting there in a polygraph for 3 hours? Well, 2 hours and 40 minutes, something like that. It's insane. It's insane. You get asked the same damn questions over and over again in a different fashion to see if you lie. It's frustrating. And they ask you questions, they're just like, where did that come from, you know? Because I had a background. I have been all over the world. So I was asked this question in a polygraph. Have you ever had contact with a foreign intelligence service? My answer is yes. And the polygrapher, so now you had a whole new line of questioning. Where did you have contact with foreign intelligence services? And I almost want to say, where haven't I had a contact with? Europe, Africa, the Middle East. Have you ever, then he goes to, have you ever given U.S. classified information to a foreign national? No. But you have had contact with foreign intelligence services? Yes. What was the nature of it? I was told to do it. By whom? By the Army, by the National Security Agency, by the Defense Intelligence Agency. Oh, you're an intelligence official? Yeah. But not like a 20-minute conversation or not a question-answer session because of that. You cannot equate your case with someone else's. Stop. I'm getting frustrated by people doing this. Stop. I don't care if you put in a PRM email and you put in a statement of interest and you put the intake question and you haven't been called yet. I mean, I do care, but I don't want to hear that, well, other people came later. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The circumstances aren't the same. Yeah, but I got interviewed in November with everybody else and they're all in the States already. First off, I don't believe that, for starters. Second, that they're all in the States. Second, it doesn't matter. You are not them. They are not you. Renee says, there's another lady in desperate need. I did try Tech Adib. She is stuck with more money. More money than what? The new stats in general will be available on the 5th, Thursday, when I fly. So I'll check. Hopefully they'll be out while I'm at the airport, and I can do a short on it or a live stream. Tip for emails: add your alias to use your real name. Exactly. Well, that I've already told people to do that, Joe, over and over again. People don't listen. I emailed last week from Nixon Procurement. Okay. Let me search for Nixon. Last week, you emailed on the 29th. That's a couple days ago. Okay, you're embellishing a little bit there. You're right to be concerned about a shutdown. I don't know what's going to happen because the State Department is not being funded, so it probably disrupt the flow of refugees. But until Friday, that looked like it was going to be resolved, but now it looks like it's not the case. Democrats are being evil. Yeah, when people contact me, you do need to send me your case number. Not that I can do anything and not that I can promise anything, but I definitely can do nothing without a case number and the full name of the main applicant. I can't do anything. I mean, it's impossible. I mean, there are 1,000 Jacques Rublers, there are 1,000, Dion Fundamabas, so asking somebody to check into that name without any information. Case number is perfect. People in the government, if it gets to the right person in the government, they can look up a case number just like that. Yep. 4 weeks, come back. Okay, hang in there, Anthony. They say it will take years to get back up. I don't know. Silver's a roller coaster. Yeah, silver's crazy. If silver was selling for $5 an ounce, I would buy tons of it. Andres, not ashamed I use a real name. Yeah, but there are consequences. I use my real name and look how I get attacked. But I mean, I couldn't possibly hide. I mean, can you imagine if I used an alias? I pretended I was like, the lone wanderer. Welcome to the lone wanderer. Yes, this is true and that's true. How do you know that? Well, I can't tell you. Yeah, but who are you? I can't tell you my background. Who are you? Origins of the universe. You like that, Iceman? Okay. Right. The approval letter is conditional based on medicals. Yep. That's why it's not an approval letter. It's conditional approval. Matthew Dixon did wake up. Well, you would have, but that's not investing. That's speculation. And tonight got tickets. You're the second person today who said that. One case it was in process, then it became two that in process. Are we still okay? Must wait. I don't understand, Anna, what you mean. You have two cases. Do you have multiple applicants, different names? Don't you don't have to answer it here. You've got contact with me, Anna. Send me a note because I don't understand what you're getting at. Thank you for the 140 rand. By the way, how's the car doing? I'm curious. How's the car doing? Emil Bernard Oosthuizen, hello to you. Was the egg before the cart, after the chicken, next to the horse? Well, thank you, Furry Toes. Now we've got the answer. We've just solved the origins of the universe. Student gave 14 rating. And thanks, student. Ignore the portal. Please do. Don't trust the portal. Cuba is on the verge now of caving to President Trump. Don't want to become the next Venezuela. Yeah, they are on the verge. I think you're right. I am behind in the chat. I will say that if you did everything that has been asked, it only is waiting. Exactly. You must have resettlement. I found it. Myself, my friend. Come back here. Dems are digging a grave. They are exposing everything. A lot of people are awakening nationalism and replacing self-extermination. Yep. What's your thoughts on the new stats? Okay, I already answered that. Chat goes up and down. Okay, there we go. That's where I was at. Myself and my friend both approved, did medicals. His medicals must be done fast, as we asked to link him to my case. How do we know if we're already linked? You find out when they contact. You can ask a question. Sending them an email is not going to be useful. It's probably not going to be answered. Got $1 for you to sign when I go there. Be placed on my wall. Got it for a friend. Yeah, but I sign your dollar. That's defacing currency. That's illegal, I think. According to Matt Walsh, another way to speed up removal of aliens would be for IRS to cancel. I don't know what an ITN is. You mean a taxpayer identification number? Portal's like Stargate. You don't know what's gonna. You don't know where you're gonna wind up. That's the problem. Yep. Probably according to my last polygraph from a 7-year-old girl that lives on Mars, says Xavier. No hyditas. No, I hate those birds. I think the whole thing of comparing cases is just to find common ground if there's any consistency of time frame. Well, there isn't any, Mr. Crocomo. That's what the point I'm trying to make, and people don't want to listen. There is no consistency. There is no timeline. You can't. You just cannot. It's all you're doing is you might as well go, you know what? I think this guy is green. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Never mind the nitrogen that's in the atmosphere that turns the sky blue to our eyesight. No, I'm going to call it green. And snow is pink. That's what I see, pink. That's what you might as well say. It's just it has no bearing. There's no consistency. There's nothing. Oh, you forgot. No, that's the old Night Owls logo. I wanted something different for this one. Courtney McBride, Berkeley yesterday, and I bought you a gift from the student store. Wow, thank you, Courtney. Very kind of you. Thank you for the $5 as well. Super chat, making it rain. Courtney, how's it going, man? Once again, congratulations on your engagement. Wow, Courtney McBride, a confirmed bachelor. We're finally getting him off the block. Congratulations. And Sumari says, what a sneaky broadcast is it? Well, it is sneaky because I didn't like to end the evening on a sour note. So, wish I could be stuck with more money. Yeah, I'd like more money too. Well, Anton Mulder, many states do have ID. First off, let me educate folks here. There's no such thing as America when it comes to elections. States are sovereign. States conduct elections their own. I'm a judge of elections. I'm an elected official. I won re-election by a huge margin. I got more votes running for that than I did for the legislature in a larger geographic area. Where the polling station I'm at is much smaller, has about 5,500 voters, whereas the district had 80,000, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, back to this. There's no USA elections. There's a New York election. There's a Louisiana, Ohio, a Pennsylvania. So in Pennsylvania, you must show identification if it's your first time voting in that polling station. So when you move to a different part of the state, you must show your identification that it's you the first time. Or if there is a problem because you have not been on the rolls, you haven't voted in 10 years, you must show identification. However, if you're already a registered voter who's voted recently, within the last 10 years, that's recently me, that seems like a long time, then we cannot ask for your identification by law. That is asinine. It's a stupid law. And Republicans are the ones that came up with the law. Retards. Yep. That's Pennsylvania. Case summary of the attachment. Thank you. The irony of all this is somewhere something changes of an applicant that identifies in other countries, their status changes, some sort of them for cancer work visa. I don't understand how that's even possible. I mean, I don't. People keep saying this. Their work visa has been canceled, this, that, and the other, and I've never seen any evidence. No one ever sent me a screenshot or a scan of a letter that said that they were canceled because they were in the refugee program. Until you're approved you're in the country, you're not a refugee. So that just doesn't make any sense. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. Sean Bobby John, thank you for the 70 Rand. That's why I call them demon rats. Yep. You don't have any problems. You have no money, so there's no problem. Antoinette got her tickets a year later. Yep. See? Dylan Kalbrick is here. There's an OG, man. Colonel John Wayne. British could have taken over America by taking sides of the Confederates in the Civil War, but Lincoln freed the slaves in the North, so the Brits took a pass. No, Lincoln never freed the slaves in the North, Robert Geyer. That's not accurate, Robert. Hey, Robert's a good guy. No, the facts, let's be factual. Lincoln produced the Emancipation Proclamation, but the Emancipation Proclamation did not end slavery in the North. The Emancipation Proclamation, 1863, said that any territory in a state in rebellion in which the Union Army was in control of that space, those people are now free. So technically the people in the southern states became free and weren't slaves before slaves in the North. There weren't many slaves in the North, but there were slaves in Ohio. There were slaves in Pennsylvania. There were slaves in New York. There were slaves in Delaware. There were slaves. Not a lot, but there were slaves. Trump's Emancipation Proclamation granted freedom to those slaves in territory occupied in the states in rebellion in the South. It was not meant to end slavery, although it had that tangible effect. It was meant to cripple the South. Because most white men were drafted or enlisted into the Confederate forces in one state or another, there was virtually no male labor available in the South. So in order to cripple the economy, you take the labor away. The only labor left back on these plantations and farms in much of the South, and even some of the factories, were slaves. The Union Army approaches, takes over a town, you're free now. That's where the June 17th nonsense came from. In June 17th of 1864 or 64, whenever it was, must have been 65, yeah, when a Union general showed up in a town in Texas and had a proclamation, and he read the President's Gettysburg Emancipation Proclamation from a couple years before, not the Gettysburg, the Emancipation Proclamation a couple years before, and he said, "You are now free." And that was one little place in Texas, not the entire state of Texas. Part of it was still in rebellion. It hadn't really quite settled down and surrendered yet. So yeah, so hey Robert, good to see you there, man. How's it going? Yeah, 1,000 people with your name. Your dad grew up on Durban Beach. Okay, we're not going to go any further on this story. Is case number the number when you fill in the form? No, it's an SF. If you have an SF number, that's your case number. Gandalf the Silver. That's funny. Okay. I know I don't watch her videos. She slandered me and committed defamation. I don't watch her videos. No. So. But what's your question? What's your point in bringing that up? They left California, went to Texas. So? A lot of these refugees have moved from one place to another. Is there a question or a point to that? You missed the drama. Well, that's just as well, Sue Marie. Glad you missed it. Helena sent Hendo a link saying goodbye, South Africa, hello, New York. Okay. Well, you shouldn't have fallen asleep there, Matthew. Space in any of your groups. Ah, okay, Antoinette, I've made a new one. I broke my rule last night. I made a new one. Hendo and I are the only ones in it. So, so there is a third WhatsApp group. You guys are stubborn as friggin' oxes, and so I finally, I went ahead and made the group. So, there's 200 people in one group waiting to get in the first group, and there's a bunch in the other group. So, if you would like to join this group, you can join the group. All right. So again, you cannot comment in here, so no one can start any nonsense about it's racist or people are picking on me, because you can't. The only people who can comment in this are Hendo and I. All right. So here is the group. If you want to join a WhatsApp group that has messages about refugee status and videos about it, of course, to be fair, Hendo will probably post all my videos in there. There it is. Okay. So. All right, 254 people currently here. Let's see how many people want to sign up for it. It's pinned at the top. That's a new one, okay? I've just created that. Whoops. You joined via the link. Okay, there you go. There you go. Look at that. But wait, I thought you had to have my permission to join. What the hell's going on there? I thought you had to have my permission to join. Now, what is going on with this group? Group permissions. Okay. Oh, admins must approve. Okay, that's why. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now I fixed it. I must have turned that off by mistake. Okay, so now you can't join automatically. I've got to, or Hendo's got to approve you. So let's see. All right, now we got request of you. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that should be everybody. All right. Oh, there's another one. All right, Xavier. Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay. All right, so there you go. Oh, a bunch more asking now. All right, so yeah, so that's a new group that I created last night just out of frustration. The reason I created that group, I'll explain to you why. For a year, I've refused to make more than 2 groups because it's a lot of time consuming to do these things. The reason I did it is someone had their phone stolen and they had to get a new SIM card, and they asked me if I could put them in a group. Well, I can't put them in a group because the group is full. I can't put them in the other group because the group is full. So I had to do that. Yep, so I think that was very generous of me. All right, there you go. So that group is now filling up. We have 31 members. It has room for another almost 1,000. Okay. Yeah, I gave myself a timeout, Ron, in that last video. Some would argue that modern work culture is a form of slavery, living from paycheck to paycheck. No, I wouldn't. I would say that the behavior of individuals makes them slaves. Colonel, my son is on the spectrum. He's adamant to buy himself a Trump t-shirt. Imagine wearing that in South Africa. He's very excited back when he is. Well, hold off, Boerblom, till you get to the U.S. for the Trump shirt. No, Andrew, I would argue against that. Working for the man, if you pay yourself and pay your obligations first, you live within your means, you can accumulate wealth, and you can invest that wealth, and you can become the man. So no, I don't think it's a form of slavery. I think it's a form of something that brings value to people's lives. We have a different opinion on that, and that's fine. Difference of opinion are perfectly fine. Very good story of one of our viewers. He sent WhatsApp, I sent you. Don't want to dox him. Very good experience they're having. Okay, well, I got a couple of those, and I'm asking people want to do interviews, but the ones that get good experiences don't want to do them anymore. Cash in transit heist. Okay, well, that's crazy. Put your order in and wait, just like KFC. Yep. The car is doing fine. My husband has done a lot to the car, but we're on the road again. Okay, Anna, good. Be safe. First flight canceled, got second ticket. I hope everything stays okay. Yeah, me too, Strut in the USA. That's frustrating when people get canceled. When do you think the shutdown will start if it happens? Well, there's a partial shutdown right now, so we're already in it. So I don't even know if there's anybody flying over. I've not heard from any refugees arriving today or yesterday. So we all hate Hadid, says Ron. Agree with the Colonel. I thought I had it figured out to a degree. It looked like an average of 4 months, but now I'm not so sure. There is no rhyme or reason or rhythm. You can't do it. Erica Strauss, what's going on? How you doing there, young lady? Okay. Hadid screamed because they have fear of heights. Snow Happy is not pink. Well, I'm pink. I miss the old days when Courtney was raging leftist. Now he's normal. Yeah, I know, Matthew. It's crazy. Courtney is a sane individual. It isn't. It was more fun when he was off the ranch. Now we love Courtney. Courtney is a really good human being. He really is. He really is. I can't say the same about Matthew. I don't know. So happy everyone leaving just to be given an option open. Got tickets without a backup plan and a bit of a pickle now. Okay, I don't know what that means. Thank you for... Oh, there's Courtney. You'll receive a wedding invitation. Well, thank you, Courtney. It'll be tough for me to make it, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, so... but I mean, with all the refugees going to Utah, maybe I'm coming back to Utah. So maybe I'll come back for the wedding and for refugees. I don't understand. On the Move got tickets without a backup plan and a bit of a pickle now. What does that mean you got tickets? So what do you need a backup plan for? I don't understand. Would love to have a timeline, but only the Lord's time is perfect. Okay. TV documentary series Lufthansa is not getting better. It feels like it's getting worse. I'm not sure, Crypto Noob. I saw episode 3. I thought it was okay. It wasn't ideal, but it was okay. That was focused on South Africans in Idaho, in the farming district, and in Los Angeles. So yeah. So episode 5, I'm in. We'll see how that goes. Just want to thank you for all your information that you're sharing with us and your time that you put in. You're welcome, Ella. Stories by Annaby. How can we change place we want to meet for refugees interview? You can't. You go where they have an opening. You're not able to change it. Sent you a letter, sir, and you answered me back. Is that a question or a statement, Jean-Bobby John? Okay, I'm back to where I started for. How did my stuff jump back there? Washington crossed Delaware to attack the Hessians. I believe they actually crossed it 3 times in short concession. You're welcome, James, for the history context. Juneteenth is a made-up BS holiday that panders to the woke leftists. Exactly. That's where folks get twisted about Lincoln. Emancipation was an economic and strategic move. Correct, Chugsy. That's what it was. That's what it was. It wasn't to free the slaves. That's what many of us were taught in school, but it's not factually correct. Lincoln didn't free the slaves. The slaves were freed after he was assassinated. The end of chattel slavery in this country occurred on the 6th of December, 1865, with the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, while the states in rebellion were unable to vote because they were still in occupation under rebellion. So the northern states voted to end slavery on December 6th, 1865, and that's when it ended. Lincoln was long dead by then. Nothing against Lincoln. He was elected to end slavery, and he preserved the Union and set the stage for ending it. Wanted to be placed in California because the family just spoke by what was said with regards how handlers from that area. Well, I have a voice note from a person that's in California that has had an amazing experience. The problem is that a lot of these refugee agencies have leftists working for them, and it just depends on the luck of the draw. Yep, and also there's some corruption definitely going on in some of these places. I've identified some of it. So, yeah. We are South Africa. Nobody is more stubborn than us. Well, you might be right about that, Matthew. Greetings. What opportunities are there for teenagers who have just finished grade 12 and don't have work experience? Will they be given an opportunity to study further? Well, nobody's given anything. Is there an opportunity for them available? Sure. There's tech schools. There's universities. I'm not sure what you qualify for student aid, but since you have no income and you're a legal resident of the United States, I think you qualify. So, for instance, the Hudson-Beg's daughter is going to college in Twin Falls. She started college right after she arrived. So she's studying in Twin Falls at a campus. They've moved now, so I don't know where their house is, but I think it's still within about 5 minutes drive of where they live. Yep. So yeah, I mean, knowing gives you an opportunity. That's you got to get this handout mindset out of your mind. Not that you're looking for handout stories by Anna B, but the point is that the phrasing of that, what's given, nothing's given. What's available? Let's just say what's available. So yeah, and then lots of companies hire people and they give training. Even McDonald's gives training. I'm not saying you should go work for McDonald's. Antoinette sent me another email. Wow, how am I supposed to keep up with all these emails you guys keep sending me? Thanks for the Lecca chat. What a pleasant surprise. Back to drafting affidavits. All right, have a good day there, Xavier. Andre says, hope you got my email response. Okay, which one is the better group? They're all the same. Okay, let me see how many people now. I got 4 requests to join. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now we're up to, must be like 35 or so. Let me see how many in the group now. We have 41 members in the group now. Just, I didn't announce it earlier. I should have announced it earlier, but I was busy. Okay. Yeah, if you're in another group, you shouldn't be joining that group. They're no different. You're just taking a slot from someone else. Snow Happy, take care. Bor Blom says, okay, I already got that t-shirt. Love for my join Colonel, but I'm not happy for my real name to be visible on number. Yeah, it will be visible. You have to change it. Well, whatever you have your WhatsApp account listed as, whatever you can put every name in your WhatsApp account. If you want to go and change that before you join it, yeah, do that. Or you just join the Telegram group. I mean, the Telegram group is what I encourage people to join. I've always asked people to join the Telegram group, but people are stubborn. They're stubborn. They are stubborn. They refuse to join the Telegram group because, I don't know, they think it's some kind of Russian conspiracy or something like that. But here is the Telegram group. Telegram group, you can hide your number. You can come up with whatever name you want. You can be anonymous there. That's Telegram. So if you want to join the Telegram group, that's what you do. Okay? And there, I don't think I even have to approve you to join. I think you just can join. Because it holds 250,000 people. Something like that. You're welcome, MK's Interiors. And refugees that arrive that side area that are nurses, yes, there are some nurses, but your qualifications aren't necessarily valid. You're going to have to get sponsored or get certification here. We hire lots of nurses from Zimbabwe and South Africa in the United States that immigrate here under visas. Thank you, Monster Max. Confirm that there's a plane in the air with refugees. Okay, well, there you go. So that didn't stop yet. So there you go. So maybe today it stops. We'll find out. But see, why aren't these refugees telling me this stuff? I'm finding out from Max and from Hendo, from Discord and from WhatsApp groups, and nobody's, I mean, some people are telling me, but not a lot. Okay. Did I miss a super chat? Somebody said Dogzilla had a super chat. I don't see a super chat from Dogzilla. Please check WhatsApp. I will. See an invitation. I don't see anything from Dogzilla. Oh, there's Dogzilla there. Well, why do you want to write me an email if I've answered all your questions in live? Pat's Pat, what's your question? Rodney Teat, welcome to you. Which is considered North Carolina barbecue, Texas barbecue, North Carolina barbecue sweeter? barbecue's a barbecue. I'm not going to get in that argument. Well, you can take adult education classes. We have adult literacy classes in every state. You can sign up for that. Yeah, but you can also get guides from the library, study guides for the GED. GED is just a test. If you have the knowledge already, you can go take it. If you pass it, then you have the general equivalency diploma, which means you're a high school graduate. And that's what it's intended for. But if you don't have the skills at reading and writing, you can get adult literacy classes. Yeah. Yes, some states have vocational funding for vocational training as well. Okay. Please add me to the new group. Well, the link is there. You got to go there. I'm not adding people. You got to come add. Okay. I've just added 3 more people. I don't type people's phone numbers in and add it. You go to the link. Excuse me. So we're up to what, 45 now? 44 members in that new group. Okay. It has a little farmhouse on it. And it's also pinned at the top. Or pinned at the top. Oh, you're just happy to get an email back from me. Cool. Light Rain, didn't I send you his phone number? Okay, I'm a little confused by that. All right, hang on. Hang on. Shoot. Okay, I didn't give his email. I don't know if I have his email. Thank you for first super chat. You're very welcome. Thank you for the 70 Rand. Okay. Someone said their cousin and daughter flew today, so I've got messages coming in from people. Okay. More stuff falling off my roof. What's the temperature outside? I'm wondering what the temperature is outside. That stuff's falling off the roof now. 31, so it's almost above freezing. So without having gone about 9 days without any solar power, maybe I'll start getting solar power. All right, well, I sent that to that person, Light Rain, and I'm only getting 1 tick mark. So they must not be near Wi-Fi. They're probably out doing something. All right. No, I got you. You know what costs the money? Yeah. No, but he's not on Wi-Fi right now. If you're on WhatsApp, just look to see if, so the story for me is that if he has 2 tick marks, that means he's on a network. So since he's not on the network, that means he's not on Wi-Fi, and he's probably turned his phone off so he doesn't waste his balance. So yeah, I've asked him for an email address. Okay, I should have asked for it before, but I don't know why I didn't ask for it. I figured you would have contacted them already. So anyway, all right. It's a handsome looking fellow. I never looked at his picture before. All right, calm down, folks. Okay. Thank you for the super chat there, making the clouds gather. He's the only one headed for the USA from here, though, but you get what you mean. No proof. Anyone board as refugee. Oh, yeah, I have no proof, but someone says they are. What do you do if that happens while you sleep? I would crap myself, stuff falling off the roof. Oh, well, you'd probably crap yourself. Did you hear it? That was mild. The one yesterday was like the whole world was ending. The one yesterday slid right off this whole end of the back end of the house here, and it just, a whole avalanche hit outside, and it landed on snow, so it was like a and Hank Adrian say, his FEMA tent is just gone. We had to remove the remnants of it. He wasn't in it at the time. So yeah, we had to take his FEMA tent out of the yard. Heavy demand for heavy equipment. Yes, there is. In mining, yes, we have lots of mining in America. In Colorado and Wyoming, especially in West Virginia. Yep. I'm interested to know why the captain does not set up business, how they make many opportunities. Are you talking to me? Why I don't set a business up in South Africa? Because I'm not going to give my business away to somebody based on their skin color. That's pure racism. I don't play the racist game. No, I'm not interested in that. If I have to give away my business to someone who's not a business partner. Now, if I have someone who invests liquidity and has skills and has connections in the industry, then that's a different story. But just giving away for racist laws, no. That's why I don't. If you're talking about me, that's why I don't invest in South Africa. Andres. Good night, Helena. Much difference between Northern California, Oregon, and South Washington as far as weather and culture are concerned. Northern California has some rational people and some leftists. Oregon has a lot of leftists. And the rational people are out east, but it's dry out there, and there aren't many of them. Southern Washington, it's kind of like Portland. It's leftist. You're welcome, legal alien. Saw the shadow. Thank you for your help, Colonel. I just hope they don't forget about last minute canceled tickets. Yeah, no, on the move. I'm with you on that one. Oh, on the move. I just realized who you are based on your photo. Got me. Okay. Great. Thank you, Colonel. My husband's highly skilled in that area. What, snow removal? No, I'm just kidding. Or heavy equipment. Yeah, Mitch McConnell is an evil bastard, along with Chucky Schumer. They're both should be removed from office. Anyway, yeah, so there you have it. So, yeah, the admissions and arrivals will be published on the 5th of the month. So that's when we'll know. And I'm flying on the 5th. Yep. Reports are posted on the 5th of the following month or on the following Monday if the 5th is on a weekend. Well, the 5th is not on a weekend, so it's going to be this. What's Massachusetts like? Crowded. Lots of traffic. But it has beautiful spots too. It's also full of leftist crazies. Emails, not a lot. I have no idea. To Waldo Funderholt. I have no idea. Let me look and see. Yes, I've got messages from you on the 28th and the 30th. But I didn't look at it. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's messed up. Yeah, the reason you're alive is because you kept driving. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Thank you. I didn't see your email. That's terrible. Can I show that image? May I show the image, Waldo? Film with Hannes says, I want to thank you for the past year for reporting the truth and saying the way it is, not telling us what we want to hear, rather the truth. Yeah, that's people get mad at me because I don't tell them what they want to hear. But that's not, you shouldn't tell people what they want to hear. You should tell them the truth. I mean, unless they're end of life, then you tell people lovely, wonderful things so they go peacefully, Yeah, Boston is a sanctuary city, but it's not the only part of Massachusetts. No, we've had English-speaking South Africans on here, not just Afrikaners. You're very welcome, Film with Hannes. My pleasure. No, Google can't be trusted in a lot of things either. Cinderella, you can email me. I mean, everyone seems to be doing that. I'll do my best to get to it. West of the mountains is a far gentler, more comfortable climate. Well, it depends what mountains you're talking about. The Olympics, it's very wet. It's tropical rainforest is what it is, essentially. It's a temperate rainforest, not tropical. It's a temperate rainforest. So the Olympics, the Cascades, yep. So I guess he's talking about the Rockies, though. Proposed state of Jefferson. What is the proposed state of Jefferson? What are you talking about? Yes, UC Berkeley is a beautiful campus. It has a historically fantastic reputation. It also has a reputation of being a center of chaos and violence. Going back to the 1960s, Students for Democratic Society started there. And they burned things, they looted things on campus, and they were very dangerous people. Yep. STS, yep. But it does have traditionally all the Cascades. Thank you, Dogzilla. Yep, no, that's a fair statement. It's a fair statement, Dogzilla. Thank you. That's why I wasn't sure. I was asking. Okay. Yes, Berkeley has a beautiful campus. So does Stanford, but Stanford has also got some serious problems. Okay, give me permission. I did miss it. Thank you. Let me go back. So this is what happened to Waldo. Now I'm in the wrong place. I'm in WhatsApp. I need to be in email. Okay, did I save that? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. All right, so someone threw a rock to try to rob him on his way back to his destination. And he was going 120. And they throw a big boulder out to try to damage him. Don't drive at night, guy. That's the problem. You guys cannot drive at night in South Africa. Do not drive at night. Do not drive at night. Even in towns anymore. It's not safe. You put your life in your hands. So it took him a while to gain control. He's able, at 120, even though the tire blew and the rim was damaged, he was going 120. He was able to get control of the vehicle and went about 1.5 kilometers before he was able to stop. That saved his life. Here's the tire. Riding on that rim like that saved his life. Because he got out, he quickly changed the tire. He said it took him about 4 minutes. And then his wife started screaming, "They're coming, they're coming." 2 masked black men running after them, trying to murder them. Oh, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, no, that's what happened. They tried, 2 masked black men tried to murder him. Yep. Yeah, the rim's finished, but he's alive. Waldo and his wife are alive. They would have been murdered, no doubt about it. Quite frankly, that's when my firearm would have been pulled. Yeah, the R300. Well, the R21 used to do that crap too. Yep. Yeah, you don't drive at night, period, in South Africa. It's not a smart move. That's why when I got stuck at the border in Botswana a couple years ago on a trip in 2023, I was so desperate to get back to Pretoria East before dark. Utah hasn't had much snow. Okay, well, we've had plenty of snow. Yes, life is cheap in this forsaken country. You're spot on about that. Talk about South Africa. Yep. Okay, light rain. Yeah, I've heard it before. I just hadn't heard it called Jefferson. And I prefer they not call it Jefferson. Call it something else. Yeah. And they're right. They're not addressed by remote urban overlords. Ron is thanking Hendo. Hello, Kronjesten. It's fine, Hannes, that you're here late. Don't worry about it. I was driving to work and my car was shot at 3 times with a 9mm. Reported SAPs. All they got was 3 SMS saying they received my... What time of day were you driving there, Westhouse? Yeah, the Puxtani, Bill. Saw shadows, so it's going to be cold. Yeah, exactly, Courtney. I can't imagine living in a place where it feels unsafe to go out at night. It feels like Detroit or Philadelphia. By contrast, I left my Hilton hotel after I saw. It was the night I arrived. It was before I saw. I saw him when I arrived. I saw Courtney when I arrived that day. That night, later that night, I went out and walked around downtown Salt Lake City unmolested. Night shift, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m., working for an American company. Oh, yeah, 2 a.m. Yep. Yep. Brother-in-law rolled his car on the R23 years ago when they threw spikes in front of his car close to Tembisa. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's the R21's dangerous. That's the place where, 10 or 15 years ago, they were throwing cinder blocks out there to disable cars, and then they were raping the men and women and robbing them. Sick people. Sour lemon. Okay. Just sent me an email. Well, the email is just filling up, isn't it? Well, you ask an impossible question to answer. How can I answer if it's adequate support? Every case officer is different. Some are good, a few are bad. But is there, in theory, support? Yes. And as far as the destination you're going to, yes, there's people there. There's people there. There are several families there. Speaking of which, okay, so here's the plan, folks. This weekend, the anniversary of President Trump's executive order, I will be in Dallas for meet and greet in Argyle, Texas. Going to be pretty cool. 1 year after he did it, we celebrate the anniversary with a big Texas hoedown with South African refugees, and American patriots in Argyle, Texas this weekend. In April, I'm tentatively planning to go to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby! What stays in Vegas? Well, maybe it doesn't stay there because I won't be staying. But I plan to go to Vegas if things work out. It all depends on my work college supports schedule. I have to wait for the dates. I haven't got those yet. But my plan is to go to Vegas and do a meet and greet in Las Vegas, baby. That's the plan. All right? Yep. That's the plan. That's the plan. And no, Trevor Noah is not invited. And then I'm also now considering a Utah trip. All right? Email the picture of our attackers, says Rudy. Well, there's 4 children. All 3 boys have been held at gunpoint sometime. We are blessed that we survived each encounter. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about your destination. You get there. Tow truck drivers in the day near where I stay put oil on the roads when it rains, and then they wait near the area so they can be there when you crash. Yep. Crazy. All right, I don't see any. I don't see any. I don't see any email. Someone said they're sending an email their attack. Rudy, I see no email. Anyway, all right, guys, we should wrap it up here, huh? Hour and a half again. Sorry for tuning late, but yes, I'm getting my Dutch passport this year, and then next year I'm going to look for a job in the U.S. I want to live in Alabama. You get a Dutch passport there, Michelle Fundameva. How are you coming to the U.S.? How are you coming to the U.S.? I don't understand that. Don't care where we end up, just being already a bigger blessing. Okay. On a holiday in Durban years ago, I had a rock thrown from overpass. Hubby was out of the car with his firearm and up the bank on the overpass. The culprit was lucky he was gone. Yeah. Ant says Salt Lake City is much better than anything in Nevada. Maybe. You're welcome, Sally. Thank you all for coming. I did want to end the day on a sour note. Again, if Rose tuned in, again, I'll extend my apologies for you being timed out. It was a mistake by one of my moderators. They fessed up to me and said they overzealous and gave you 24-hour timeout. So hopefully you'll come back, because I'm curious about what you were saying. Oh, you just sent it now. Okay, Rudy, let's see. Okay, yep, and you did give me a subject line. May I show those photographs? May I show the photographs? I'm waiting for a response from Rudy. That was interesting. The biggest population growth has been in your red states, and blue states have seen the biggest decline. Yep. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So these people attacked Rudy. And threatening. Well, if you're doing the refugee program, I hope that you provided that. So there's evidence. So here's what they did to the car. People like that just deserve to have their existence ended. Crazy stuff. South Africa. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with South Africa. It's all just a myth. What firearm do I recommend? Well, I'm accustomed carrying a Beretta, but Sig Sauer is nice. For me, the Beretta is a little, that's fine. A little awkward. Sig Sauer is a lot more comfortable. Still remember being in a horse riding school owner's car, fetching a horse from a vet when we both got robbed. They took my bag, they had my ID and my phone, but they broke the key in the car. Jeez. I used to have a Jetta. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for sharing. I'm sorry for those who, thank goodness that Waldo survived. And thank God you got control. 320, that's fine. I'm not going to get into a conversation about firearms here. Thank goodness that you're able to get control of the vehicle and not flip it over at that speed, and then you're able to drive a distance. My argument has always been to people, when that happens to you, do not stop. Do not stop. Your life will end, or horrible things will happen to your family. Drive as far as you can away from the scene. Drive as far as you away from the scene as you can before you stop. Okay? Yep. Well, if you leave your firearm in the rain, it's going to rust. Send WhatsApp. Okay, let me see if he's responded to mine yet. Let me see. Why can't I see that? Okay, yeah, he's back on Wi-Fi because I sent him, he's got a second tick now. All right, thanks, Courtney. I'll show them. Just remind when you send them to me. Glock. Glock is a good choice, too. All right, that's it, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button before you leave, okay? Madeline. Okay. Oh, my goodness. How many people asked me to look at their messages here? About 40 people. When did you send it? November? You sent me something in November? Wait a second. No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. You sent me something in November. The last thing I have from Madeline is November. I'll look for something, but I mean, I got to take a break here, so. Shot at 5 times, jeez. Yeah, there's nothing from today there in my account from anyone named Madeline that I can see. I'll look again. Or Olafir. Okay, so. Gee, many crickets. There's hundreds. Oh, I got it. Oh, no, I have another one. I don't have it from a Madeline. I've got... Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, it is normal. Again, I mean, you must not watch this program very often. I mean, how many times have I covered this in the last 2 weeks? People need to stop obsessing about November. Stop. There are thousands of people ahead of you. And you haven't been waiting very long. The program wasn't even active in November until the 17th. Nobody came over from September 26th to November 17th. November 17th, flights started again. They stopped on the 15th of December, or the 14th. So from the 17th of November to the 14th of December. So about a month. Then they didn't start again until the 5th of January, the first arrival on the 6th. So we're talking 24 days, 25 days. So a month and a half is how long you've been waiting. Normal? Very normal. No, you didn't have to tell me that, Madeline. I figured that out eventually by going back and looking at every message from today. So thank you for that. Oh, shoot, this thing is locked up. Damn it. YouTube, such a useless freaking website. Oh, man. These updates to freaking Firefox have just been a disaster. Quit messing with stuff. Mods, would you delete her message? Not because she did anything wrong, just delete it. I'm trying to get to it now, but it's taking forever. She didn't need to give her name. Okay, there. I got it. I've removed it. There's no reason for you to mention that. Feels comfortable for you. You can hit at what you're aiming at a minimum of 9mm. Personally, I carry Glock most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, Glock is a good choice. Probably the best one of all the ones we talked about, Dan. Yeah, Dan is a cowboy action shooter. I would trust Beefcake's advice when it comes to firearms. He knows his firearms. Yep. All right, that's going to do it. Didn't even know you were here. All right, guys. If I did, I forgot. You guys take care. I need a break. I need to get something to eat. My head's killing me, and I got to go in the Veterans Organization too. Cheers, everybody. Be well. Oops, that was a mistake. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's embarrassing, just slightly. Where is it at? Come on, where are you at? Here we go. Now we got it.